Roger Goodell now in a heap load of trouble after clearly trying to cover up that he did see the video and protect Ray Rice. Therefore, it sounds like he was protecting Ray Rice to protect, as he has said in his tenure as commissioner of the NFL, and I quote, to protect the shield, which if you don't know what that means, it means protect that's the shield is the logo for the NFL. That means to not make the NFL look bad, I guess, is the generalization of that saying. Brian, we'll start with you. What do you take from this Ray Rice situation? Before we get into the actual aspect of what happened on the field last night.
I brought it up yesterday on Twitter. I said, it's like, what is going on in the NFL? And support for Ray Rice, I don't get it. To me, you don't lay hands on a female, and the video even makes it worse.
Yeah.
It contradicts everything Ray Rice said about the incident. And then you put Roger Goodell in there, and it goes like, and we were talking about it earlier, that why do you protect Ray Rice? If you saw the video, you can show in the right that he was wrong, and you could have brought the hammer down. And having an 8-game or a full year suspension, you could have brought that down, and people would have said, "Wow, that's real harsh." And then you would, because like we've seen the video, because like it deserves this.
Yeah.
But I don't know where you. It's just. It upsets me. It upsets me, and then, I mean, people can comment on it and even get suspended on the whole Ray Rice. I was more upset with. I'm upset with that, but the 49ers radio guy, I brought up the story. He got suspended for 2 games. They have a player that got arrested shortly after Goodell, and this is all he said. He goes like about Robinson saying about Ray Rice's wife, Janae. How does she still marry him after that? How does she go in front of Goodell? And he says that's pathetic to me. And he gets suspended 2 games for his comments. And if we said something like that, I mean, you have the freedom to say something. To me, that's not bad. And stuff. I mean, this investigation needs to get done quick to see what happens. If there's anything, part of it, he needs to go bye-bye. But Goodell's done a lot of good things for the NFL, and that's what shocks me about this.
Well, for me, I feel like since this whole thing has taken place, there's been a lot of comments that have been said. Some have been that I agree with, and they've been, kind of looked down upon in the media. Like, I didn't have a problem with Stephen A. Smith got suspended. I didn't have a problem with what he said in the first place. Personally, my own policy is, if you put your hands on me, I don't care who it is, then you opening up fair opportunity for me to retaliate. Okay, so you put hands on me, then I'm gonna handle my business, and that's gonna be it. And I don't do nothing to lose. I'm always about victory. Okay, and you touch me, then that's it. Now, that doesn't really. I said that earlier on, I believe, when we talked about Ray Rice, when this all happened. I think in like February or something, which it's all irrelevant now because we seen the video, we seen that it looked like he provoked her. He spit on her, and then in the elevator, and he hits her, and her head hits. Her head hits the pole, and then she's knocked out. And she could have, if you look at the head injury, she could have died really off of that. Yeah. So, I mean, this is real severe. But my real thing about this is this. This isn't even about Ray Rice right now. Ray Rice, the punishment he got, he deserves. So I'm not trying to act like...
Even after the fact?
Oh, yeah. Right.
You're okay with Roger Goodell coming in and going, like, canceling contract? Well,
I'm cool with him being released. I'm cool with him having an indefinite suspension. I'm cool with that. The problem I'm not cool with is how it was done. If this was the punishment they gave him in the first place, no problem. Because it's not like Ray Rice didn't do what he deserves what he got. So I'm not trying to. I don't want this to come off as if I'm being sympathetic towards Ray Rice. No, this is his fault. He did it. But the NFL is trying to play us like we some idiots. And I told y'all out there, I don't like anybody trying to play me like I don't have intelligence.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell, I don't care what he says. I don't care what nobody says. He saw this tape before he made that decision. He saw the tape, and he only gave Ray Rice 2 games. Why? Because he didn't think that we were going to see the tape. The reason Ray Rice got suspended indefinitely is because the public saw the tape. It don't have nothing to do with what happened in the actual elevator. from what I've read, Ray Rice actually told the Ravens and Roger Goodell what happened in the elevator, and then they saw the video and they act like that's like it's different than what he said.
Yeah, then he like changed it, but he said in the beginning that she was drunk. And
Was she by? Well,
yeah.
I didn't know about the
Yeah,
football,
she
but
said
I
that
told
she was drunk when the first cops showed up because like she was drunk, she fell, hit her head.
I heard
Like,
from what I
there was
read.
conflicting stories, but I'm going like, tell the public, don't tell Goodell, don't tell the owners, tell us because we have our own opinions too, and we need to know.
From what I read, he actually told Goodell and he told the Ravens what actually was going on.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah, so I don't know nothing about that, but I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had more to go. Ray Rice, this is not really about him. The Ravens also tried to play us when they had Janae come out and apologize for her role in this, because don't think that Roger Goodell saw the video and then the Ravens didn't know what was going on. Okay, that anybody that believes that, then Lord help your life, because clearly you don't have a full sense of intelligence to stay alive every day.
Yeah, I think I agree. I've never really liked Roger Goodell as a person. I think
me
he's
either.
kind
I
of,
don't like his tenure. I haven't liked his tenure.
I mean, I don't mind the decisions he made. I actually kind of respect the tough stance he has on players, because it's I don't like the stuff he's done with the on-the-field rule changes necessarily. I think it's kind of getting away from football, and it's the NFL, the no-fun league. Like, why is it illegal to dunk the ball on the goalpost? Why? Why is that illegal? But
stupid.
With the suspensions and stuff like that and the bounty gate, I personally didn't have. I thought it was well, maybe bounty gate was a little harsh, but with even Josh Gordon, the marijuana policy, I'm fine with all of that. I like the hard stance he's had on people. Then this doesn't add up. Then he doesn't take a hard stance on Ray Rice, and even the video that was released beforehand. That should have been enough. He's dragging his fiancée unconscious body out of an elevator. You shouldn't need to see this second video to be like, oh, no, this is bad. It's like, what do you think happened?
Yeah,
and Ray Rice, like you said, Darius, he admitted to it. Like, there were reports now saying he told Goodell, yes, I hit her, she fell and was unconscious. Like, you're only going to get 2 games. And Gordon, I agree with Gordon's suspension for the marijuana. It's like, come on, dude, stop smoking weed. Like, it's your 3rd time. Like, let's use your brain here. But he gets a year for marijuana, even though it is his 3rd time, and Ray Rice gets 2 games. 2 games for this. It doesn't add up to me. It just doesn't add up.
Is that they say gives him 2 games, but then right afterwards goes like the new punishment is going to be 6 games for the first.
He's trying
one.
to cover his own
and
butt.
If you have prior acts in high school or college, it can make you have higher than the first one. So I'm going like, then why not just give him 6 games and think?
I think
because Roger Goodell is an idiot as a leader. That's why.
Yeah.
First of all, as a leader, you were supposed to be able to stand there for the good times, and then when the bad times come, as a leader, you were supposed to come out as soon as possible and make statements. You saw, even with Josh Gordon, how long did it take for Goodell to give him that year suspension? It was a while before he even came up with a punishment. Anytime something bad happens in the league, you can't find Goodell for a while. He's just invisible.
Yeah.
Anytime it's a good thing. When it's the Super Bowl, I don't see it a week later until Goodell hands them the trophy. He's right there. When they're honoring, military veterans, Goodell is right there. But when stuff like this happens, he's nowhere to be found. And this is a mockery. All of us in here are males, but this is even a mockery more so to females. Females are 40% of the NFL's fan base. And you telling me y'all don't even value your forget if you don't respect women, which is our own ignorance in itself. But you don't even respect your own fans. You're talking about protecting the shield. Without the fans, you're nothing. You don't respect basically half your fans. You don't give a real policy to protect them. What is Roger Goodell doing?
And they've had a problem with this before. I know Brandon Marshall, before he came to Chicago, punched a stripper. And didn't hear much from that. We've heard other domestic violence policies. There's a guy on the the Cowboys, I think, not the same thing, but isn't he coming back to the team?
Yeah, Josh Brantford killing his friend in DUI. Yep.
So I've lost a lot of respect. I've never really liked Goodell, but I've kind of had some respect for him because I like his harsh stance on things. But really, this past year, I've started to lose, and this kind of sums it up for me. I've lost a lot of respect for Goodell because there should be no tolerance for what Ray Rice has done.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Adam Feiner is now in the studio, our Western Illinois baseball insider. So I think when we're done with the Steelers Ravens talk, we'll take a quick break and let Adam get us caught up on Western baseball, but jump right in, Adam. Obviously, Ray Rice talk right now.
Yeah, I could kind of tell from your guys' discussion. From what I've been hearing with you guys talking, and I've watched a lot of TV on it. I mean, you flip on a sports channel, it's right there, and they're not hiding it. There is no room in the league for domestic violence, and it's sad that the leaders are taking so long.
Yeah.
And these women groups are actually pushing the NFL
Yep.
towards saying zero tolerance. You hit a woman, you're out for a year, and that's the league. You hit
Yeah.
a woman, you're out of the league. I just think that the NFL has gotten so big that it's become almost beyond the legal system
Yeah.
in this country.
I know.
And that's unbelievable.
They're saying now that the NFL is charging people to perform at the halftime of the Super Bowl. They're not paying the performers.
Yeah, that's what
they're
they've been
charging-
trying to get
So
them to pay.
That's a very good point, Adam.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, and they're not dumb because they just captivate an audience by their game, and they use that to their advantage. They kind of brainwash us into saying, well, 2 games for hitting a woman, that's fine, as long as he's back, as long as he's on my fantasy roster and getting paid. That's why I think the money was the case. The fans come to see Ray Rice play.
Yeah.
Because he's a good player, and I think that that was the case in the 2 games. But knowing what we know now, with Goodell seeing the tape and the NFL reviewing it back in June or the summer sometime,
Yeah.
that's a problem. I mean, the NFL's got an identity crisis, and we talked about it
Yeah.
last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did compared to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably surpassed the NBA. I think. At
Without
this
a
point.
question, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've always had some sort of respect for Goodell. I've never really liked him, but I have lost a lot of respect for him, especially not just this incident. This is the one that kind of broke the camel's back for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily want him out, but it's getting. I know Darius does, but it's getting very, very close to that point for me. It's kind of like there's no reason for this. Like what Rice did was.
Can't the owners do a vote?
The owners are apparently behind him because
They
he's always
can,
been a guy
right.
for. He's always been the owners' commissioner. That's why the players don't like him because he's always taken the owners' side over the players, and the owners are kind of supporting him right now. But,
And they will because they're making money.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. They're getting money. Nobody's gonna change what they're doing.
Yeah, it's just this is arguably the most ridiculous thing I've seen from a commissioner. I know Gary Bettman probably gets the most slack, the hockey commissioner. People make the joke when the NHL game comes out and you win the Stanley Cup in your dynasty. If they want it to be realistic, they should put all the booing in when Bettman comes out to hand out the Stanley Cup. But yeah, this definitely takes the cake for me because Bettman gets heat for moving teams out of Canada and down to Florida and Texas, and Ray Rice punches a woman. So wow,
Right
that's all
now.
I got to say right now.
Not even comparable.
Yeah, it's just wow. That's a lot of respect has been lost for the NFL, and one which I do think has a major image issue right now. They have to get their athletes in control and make sure these guys know they're not above the law or above anybody else. And I just think, like you said, it's a culture thing. They have to change the culture in football right now because that just punching a woman for just no reason, not laying your hands on a woman, especially if you're a big NFL player, you're not a tough guy. I don't think you're a man at all.